Hello folks, I'm Texas J. You may recognize me from such videos as the 4 Billionaires Challenge 1, 2, 3, and 4. I've become somewhat of a celebrity in the parts of the past year, and I've never signed my autograph onto so many titties before in my life. Anyway, I digress. You are probably wondering where my 3 friends are. Sheikah, Kane, and HUJA, and why I'm all alone in the back of my limousine. Well, why don't y'all sit back, light a cigarette, and I'll tell y'all a story. Well, we here at the Billionaires Challenge Show have been made aware that a small number of viewers are taking huge offense to the way my friends sound and speak. Well, heck, they can't help how they talk, but it seems to have offended the PC Brigade, or as we like to call them here on the show, the Penis Club. So to try and address those little snowflake princesses, I've decided to take action. I, Texas J, world famous lady killer, World Cup winner and champion hot dog eater, have paid out of my own pocket to send my 3 friends to one of the England's finest elocution schools here in the great city of Manchestershire. I have paid top dollar for those 3 gentlemen to take a month's course to learn the Queen's English. We just have a tiny, weeny little problem. Texas J has a soft spot for ladies, champagne, and parties, as you may well know. And on the night I was filling out the forms, I was 3 sheets to the wind with 2 fine women riding on top of me. So I may have ticked a few wrong boxes when I was selecting which accents I wanted the guys to learn. Hell, I'm sure it'll all be fine. Right, folks? We're about to pull up to the place right now. Oh, how I miss these boys. Fingers crossed they all sound like extras from the fine English TV show Downtown Abbey. Hey guys, I missed you so... Even you, HUJA, you hairy Russian bastard. Now please tell me that y'all sound like perfect Englishmen and that our delicate little viewers will no longer be offended by the way you talk. HUJA, hit me with that sweet, sweet accent.
Alright, Texas, you bloody numpty. You paid to make me sound northern. Sound like I should be working down pit. But strange urge, you know, for a right good cup of tea and a sausage roll.
Jesus, HUJA, I didn't understand half of what you just said. Kane, my favorite little dictator, if you sound Nigerian, I'm jumping out of the car right now. I'm as sure as hell I ticked your box correctly.
Oh, did you, aye? Ticked my wee box right, did you? Bolt your rocket. Mr. Texas, I sound more like Bonnie Prince Charlie and the Queen of Bastard in England. To be honest, I quite like it. English accents are pish anyway, so I'm happy you're a ball bag and ticked the wrong box. And speaking of HUJA, I could murder a deep fried Mars bar right about now.
Well, I have well and truly messed this up, haven't I? I have one potential savior left. My oldest friend, the prince himself. Sheikah, baby, speak to me. Grace my ears with those beautiful English tones.
Oh, you what? You taking the piss, Mr. Texas, mate? I mean, I'm not being funny or nothing like, but out of all the bloody accents you could have picked, you've ticked this one. Sound like Stephen friggin' Gerrard. Thing is though, the receptionist back at our school thought it was boss. I reckon it's going to be sound for me to pick up wife number 18, know what I'm saying? The birds love it. Oh, I'm proper starving as well, like, could absolutely murder a bit of chicken and a can of coke. Yeah, pull over at this cafe here, let's grab a scram.
Well, fellas, I'm sure you'll forgive me. Now you have full bellies paid for by me. And Kane, I could eat those deep-fried Mars bars all day long. Reminds me of home. Now, seeing as we have the band back together, boys, does anyone fancy a new gambling challenge?
Aye.
Aye.
Yeah, that's sound that, mate. But what have you got in mind?
Seeing as we find ourselves here in Manchestershire, I thought we could have some fun without going too far. The challenge is the first person to win the FA Cup.
That sounds easy enough.
Piece of piss, that. What, proper challenge?
Hold your horses, HUJA. This will be a proper challenge. We will all be buying non-league teams in the Vanarama North. I'm the real nicest guy, so I will buy the weakest team, Curzon Ashton, seeing as I am the champion of the world, baby. HUJA, you will buy Charlie FC. Kane, you will be buying the mighty FC United of Manchester. And finally, Sheikh, because you still haven't won any of these challenges, you son of a bitch, you will be buying the biggest and best club that is Stockport County. We do as we always do. We pump those sons of bitches with billions and billions and billions of dollars till one of us is lifting that FA Cup trophy at the Wembley Stadium.
Count me in, Mr. Texas.
Aye, me too. It's actually not a bad idea by that American numpty.
Hang on a minute. So basically, I've got to live in fucking Manchester, which is a shithole, sounding like a scouser for the next few years. That should be fun for me, like. Boss idea though, Texas, mate. I mean, I love the FA Cup. It's the oldest cup in the world, innit? You know what I mean? And I think this time, it's one of those challenges that I'm going to win. I'm going to absolutely smash it.
Well, saddle up, gentlemen. It's time to get busy.
Welcome to the Billionaire Challenge 5. Yes, I've brought it back. Yes, I said it was going to be a trilogy, but then I did that last one and I enjoyed it that much. I thought, let's do it again. Plus, a few things got said by a few little snowflakes in the comments. Some people, get a grip of yourself. Get real. Life is fun. Don't take things too serious, man. Honestly. So I thought I'd take the piss out of those people and have a laugh, but also bring it back for another one because it's quite fun. I enjoy working with my friends who do the voices for me. So yeah, we've changed it up a bit. And this time, as you've just seen, they're starting off in the non-league. But I didn't want to go for the Premier League. I think that's quite boring. You pump teams, any team with enough money, they eventually win it, I think. Because you can win the league and lose games, right? The FA Cup's a knockout competition, plus it's like the oldest cup competition in the world. I thought it'd be a bit more magical, a bit more special. We'll put a highlight on the FA Cup instead of the Premier League. It's always the Premier League. So, first team to win it. Who's going to do it? Now, I want you to get involved. Comment down below. Test yourself. Who do you think? Could be anyone. You never know. Like, I never know. So, you've got the Sheik. He's still never won anything. He's got no trophies. You've got Kim Jong-un, the East European dictator. He's got the European Champions League. He won the very first one. And then you've got HUJA Nikobolikov, the Russian. He's won 2. The Asian Champions League and the South American Champions League. And then, of course, you've got everybody's favourite, Texas J. He won the World Cup in episode 4. So, who do you think? I ain't got a clue, me. I'll give Sheik Stockport because they've probably got the best team, the biggest club. I thought might be an head start for him. But that never works out that way, does it? But it still might work out for him. We're going to find out. Make sure that if you enjoy it, you smash the like button. Make sure you go and catch up on the whole series. If you're easily offended, I might not do that actually. Yeah, don't. Make sure you go and check out all my other content though. My Denton Villa series, the best on YouTube. I've got a Journeyman series. And I've got my story experiments. Loads of them coming out over the next few weeks. Thank you very much for watching. If you want to help the channel a little bit more, I've got a Patreon you can pledge to. Thank you very much. Right, let's get into it. Let's start here with Stockport, and it's the Sheik's team. Now, I will say, I wanted them all to be in the same league, and that's why I picked these teams. Now, I could have picked Ashton United, who are close to Curzon, close to in Greater Manchester, but I thought I'd pick Charlie for HUJA Nikobolikov because it's quite close to Manchester, near Bolton, and it's Lancashire, and he's supposed to have a Lancashire accent. That's the meaning behind it. But here we are with the Sheik, the Scouse Sheik, and he's obviously bought Stockport County. And just like anything else, when I've done with the clubs before, they've all got £1 billion, they've all got state-of-the-art facilities, all that good stuff. And if you have a look at the facilities, you'll see state-of-the-art, awesome, awesome, awesome. The only thing I've not changed is the stadiums. The stadiums are all going to stay the same. But obviously, County, you've got a good one. County are like a championship team to me. 10,000 seat stadium. They've just gone up into the Vanarama National in real life, and they get more fans than most teams in League 1, let alone League 2. It's a massive team, massive club. So, you know, Sheiky's got a little bit of a head start, but they've got stadium sponsorships, they've got commercial income. The money's not only there to begin with, it's going to get pumped in on a yearly basis for every single one of these clubs. So, yeah, I can't. You never know what's going to happen here. Let's move on to Charlie, and they play in black and white stripes, reminds me of Juventus. And this is HUJA Nikobolikov's club, the Russian. They play at Victoria Park. It's only got 4,000 capacity, but just like Stockport, they've got exactly everything else is exactly the same. just to prove it, you'll see there, look, same sponsorship for the stadium, same state-of-the-art facilities. But I am interested to see if they're going to have to leave, aren't they? Some of these teams aren't going to stay in these stadiums because as these little clubs grow, they're going to need bigger places. So are they going to build new stadiums? That'd be awesome. Next up, it's FC United of Manchester, and this is the East European Dictators Club, Kim Jong-un. I gave him FC United because it's sort of Manchester United-ish, even though I'm a United fan. I don't like these. I think you should support your team no matter what, not break away and make a new. I've never liked them. But Asians love United. We've got loads of fans in Asia, so I just thought it'd be a nice little link there. So this is his team. Can he do it? And again, you'll see same facilities, all that good stuff. Broaders Park isn't that old. It's only a few years old. It's a lovely little stadium, to be fair to him. But they're going to outgrow it eventually, surely. Last but not least, it's probably the smallest club, and it's Curzon Ashton, owned by Texas J, everyone's favourite Texan, and the one accent I'm keeping. I know all the other ones might offend people. Little snowflakes out there get offended, but I don't care if you don't like his accent, because it's the best thing ever. I love this character. He's staying exactly as he is, and he's going to try and do it with Curzon. He's obviously a World Cup winner. He takes that trophy everywhere with him. He loves it. But he's probably got the toughest challenge here. They are the smallest team. They're hard to grow. A friend of mine had a series with them and he really struggled. He hit a wall with them, really. But he didn't have the money that Texas J is going to pump into him. And again, just to show you, they've got stadium deals and all that good stuff. Same facilities. And just want to point out, it'll say there, 1 year stadium sponsorship deal, 25 million per season, runs out next year. But it's a consistent, guaranteed renewal. So it's a year-by-year renewal. So every year, that's what I always do, just do year by year, it's easier. Same with all the other sponsorships, to be fair. But yeah, they've got no fancy managers, not done that. No fancy players, they've just got a lot of money. They really are building from the bottom up. Well, welcome to the year 2030. We've in fact jumped forward 12 years. This, like I said, is a bit more of a challenge. A lot of the other ones, they can do quite quick, especially in Asia and the South America ones. They didn't take nowhere near as long. The Champions League one initially was quite hard. The World Cup one maybe as well, but this one, yeah. But you might notice with Stockport County, and you also might notice they are, in fact, a Premier League team with bloody Arsenal's manager. Wow. Look who they've got as a vice captain. Gianluigi Donnarumma, one of best young goalkeepers on the game. Best players regen though, and I expect that 12 years in. But a lot's happened. And there's a reason I've come back at 2030, and that's because Stockport did it! Well, they didn't. No, they didn't. They got to the FA Cup final and just lost it. So Stockport nearly did it. Yeah, got a few more years to go first. But I thought, let's have a quick look. Let's see what's been going on. Well, what's been going on is Stockport County won the Premier League 3 years ago. If it was a Premier League challenge, they would have done it. But it's not a Premier League challenge. It's an FA Cup challenge, and he's just lost the freaking FA Cup. They in fact drew it 1-1 and then got beat on penalties against Manchester United. Gutted. Absolutely gutted. But you know what? You've got to win it to win it, haven't you, man? You've got to win it to win it. It gets harder because they just lost the Europa League final as well in the same circumstances. Drawing 1-1 and getting beat on penalties. I think this is one lesson learned, Stockport. Practice your freaking penalties. But let's look at what they've achieved. And they've achieved a lot. So on the rise, it doesn't look like they've won many leagues. They won the Sky Bet League 2, but they must have gone all the way up in second or maybe playoffs. But in the last few years, they've won a Carabao Cup. They have won the Europa League. Obviously not this year. And they've won a Premier League. So that is pretty cool. I've also noticed they've got a new stadium. They've left the legendary Edgeley Park and are now playing at the Kevin Francis Arena. 38,000 all-seater. That is freaking awesome. I like that. Although the stadium sponsorship deal's changed. That shouldn't change. So I don't understand what's happened there, because that should be a renewal thing that's set up in the editor. But, you know, is what it is. Look at their two best players at the minute. And of course, this is their number one player. A striker who's English. Great name. And he's not bad, is he? 73 million. His physicals are good. Their next best player is Stefan Kilama, 28-year-old Frenchman, defensive midfielder, who again is pretty good. They have got some good players, that's why they're doing as well as they are. I'm a big regen fan. I think once you get this far into a save, So when Football Manager comes alive. Over to Charlie and HUJA team. And they're in the Premier League. And they're managed by Zidane. I love this stuff. Absolutely love it. I do. A lot. When it comes to trophies, they've won nothing major. But they've won the Checkered Trade Trophy when they were a lower league team. They won the National. They also won the Evo Stick. But that's nothing to do with us. So they've got a lot to achieve still. But they're in the Premier League. And they've got a world-class manager. Also got themselves a world-class stadium. The Charlie Stadium. 41,000. That's an ace. Whenever I have a team and I come up, I always end up with like a 20,000 or a 25,000. I never get massive stadiums built for me. That's annoyed me. The stadium again changed. So when you set up in Editor, you have it renewal, guaranteed renewal every year. So shows you that not everything you do always works out right. This is their best player, Stephen Achampong, central midfielder who is a cracking passer of the ball. The next best player is Alex Montrond, Portuguese lad, 27, pretty good player. Again, they've got some really, really good players. They're about to do something good, and also he used to play for Curzon Ashton. Over to our third team and our East European dictators, Kane Jong-un's team, and it's FC United of Manchester, and they've got Eddie Howe as their manager. That's pretty good. They're a Europa League team as well, and of course they're in the Premier League. Check out their history. They've been doing pretty well, to be fair. They won the National North, Checkered Trade, League 2, the National League, they won the League 1, they won the Championship. So when they've come up, they've won the majority of them. So they look like they've done the best as they've come up. And they've won a major trophy in the Europa League as well. So that's pretty good. Facilities-wise, they're still at Broadhurst Park. They've just expanded it to a 20,000 capacity. It's not 20,000 all seats still. They've kept some standing, which I didn't know you were allowed to do that in the Premier League. But they've got it. Ish, I think. Great facilities still, obviously a great team. Their best player is Maro Sopegno. Why can't I just call him Bob Smith? 28-year-old Argentinian right winger. He's alright. I've seen a lot better though. Not necessarily the next best player. He's about the fourth best player, but I think he looks pretty good. And I love his name, Troy Parrott, because his first name is one of my friends from Australia, and his second name is one of my other friends from down south in England. So I just thought that was cool. Last but not least, it's Texas Jay's team, and the team I thought would be the toughest challenge. He was a World Cup winner in the last episode, so I put him kind of on the back foot. And you'll see they're in the Sky Bet Championship, but they have been a Premier League team, so maybe it's just not gone that well for him. But they've still got his money back in them, so anything could happen. Now they really did well going up, haven't they? They've won the Sky Bet League 2, League 1 and Championship. So they really flew once they got in the Football League and dominated. But obviously struggled in the Premier League, got relegated and find themselves in the Championship. Facilities wise, they're in the Tameside Stadium, which they have expanded. But I think, are they expanding? Are they expanding the stadium or moving? I think they're obviously expanding it. It's got the space to in real life. It's a tiny stadium, but it's got loads of space to expand. What the hell, Football Manager? What the hell is that? Rolly. He's English 26. He wants to leave. Probably because he's been relegated. He's not bad, is he? He's alright. The next best player is Gabriel Marzola. He's English. Don't sound it, but he is. He's alright. But they're a championship, so they've probably lost some of their Premier League players. A quick run through of what's been going on. So obviously Stockport won the Premier League a couple of years ago, and they're the only team to have featured in that. But again, it's not about that, is it? It's about the FA Cup, which of course Stockport just lost against Manchester United. But if you look in the finals there, no one else has got there. But there's been other tournaments. It's quite cool to get an idea of who's been the most successful by looking at them. If we go on to the Carabao Cup, Stockport won it a couple of years ago. They also nearly won it in 2026, got beat in the final against Chelsea. So Stockport have definitely been this dominant team, and I've not done anything different. I just thought they had the head start on all the other clubs because they were bigger. So the Sheik, he's doing the best, isn't he? He's got probably, right now, he's got the best odds to not only win this, but to finally get his hands on a freaking trophy. When it comes to the Europa League, we know that FC United won it, but they won it first, and then Stockport followed that year, the year after, and they won theirs, and then Stockport just lost their final. That's great, that. I didn't realise FC United had won it first. Just to show you, this is the Champions League. No one's ever got to a Champions League final yet. Now I know again it's all about the FA Cup, but it'd be quite cool if one of the lads managed to pick up a Champions League trophy as well. And if you're interested, this is the Ballon d'Or winner, so no one's had the best player in the world yet. Although it has been mixed a little bit last few years, which is a good thing to see. Griezmann won it 4 years on the run. He's just been won by a regen. I love a regen. Do you want to look at him? He's alright, isn't he? He's not bad. He's Dutch. I've seen better strikers than that though, but fair play. Must have had a good year. Well, here we are on the rankings for the world. Stockport are up there with some of the biggest teams in the world. FC United have made the main page as well. Charlie and obviously Curzon are a lot lower. So, did you pick Stockport? You picked FC United. They're odds on. They're definitely the best two, aren't they, at the minute? But anything can happen. Curzon could get promoted. Curzon could win an FA Cup. There's no reason why they can't. Charlie have got Zidane as their manager. Can they do it still? Let's find out. Well, it's taken another 7 years. We finally, after all these years and all the money spent and all the other trophies won, finally have an FA Cup win. And that's why I thought this would be a good challenge, because it's not as easy as you think. It's a bit tougher than a Premier League or whatever, even the Europa League. But this is the team that I think came last, and it is Curzon Ashton and Texas J. They've basically become a bit of a yo-yo team, up, down, get promoted, get relegated, all that good stuff. And at the minute, currently find himself in the Championship, which ain't great. And just to show you, they've never won anything a major. They've won themselves a couple of Sky Bet Championships, but they've definitely come in last place. In third place, it's Charlie and HUJA Nikobolikov. He's won 2 tournaments as it is anyway. He's okay with coming third. They're still in the Premier League. I mean, they've been pretty steady in the Premier League, like a mid-table kind of team. Flirted with a lower position the last couple of years, but you know, they're a well-established Premier League team who have never ever won anything major, so they've just been steady and a bit boring. In second place, which means you know who's won, it's Stockport County. Still got a great manager, still a top team, still a Champions League team, playing a 53,000 capacity stadium. They are a powerhouse of world football, but they've still never won the FA freaking Cup. They have actually managed to win a Champions League, so the Sheik's got one of them. It's just not a thing that's going to win the freaking bet. He's got another Premier League title, world champions, won a Super Cup, won another Europa League, won 2 League Cups, definitely won a lot of trophies, so it's pretty cool. But our winner is, of course, that East Korean dictator, Kane Jong-un. He won the very first episode, winning the Champions League, and he's won this episode, the potentially last-ish episode, winning the FA Cup. He's come second a few times in the last few episodes, but yeah, he's got his hands on an FA Cup and another winner's medal. Buzzing, beating all his mates. And you'll see it proudly there first, his FA Cup. They won 3 Europa Leagues, so he's won another 2 since, and that's it. No Premier Leagues, no League Cups, no Champions Leagues. What makes it brilliant is they beat Liverpool in the final 1-0. And Liverpool look like they were edging it, to be fair. Well done, Kane. The thing is, he nearly did it last year, but got beat off the real Manchester United in the final. But got to the final again and won it. So, when they lost that, I looked at it on my save file list. I'm thinking, how long is this going to go on for? I was dreading it, but thank God. Thank God for that comeback against the Scousers. Checking the history of the Premier League, Stockport were runner-up a couple of years ago. They obviously won another one a couple of years after that. So, you know, they're there or thereabouts, and they're definitely one of the best teams. One of the best teams in England. Crazy. Stockport may have not won the FA Cup, but they just won the League Cup, and they were runners-up in that last year. So they both lost cup finals last year, and they both bounced back, FC United and Stockport, and done well. FC United were runners-up a couple of times a few years ago as well, unfortunately. Never see Charlie about it, do you? Charlie are definitely just hit kind of a wall, aren't they? FC United did a double though this year, winning the FA Cup and the Europa League, which they've won twice in the last few years. That's pretty sweet, isn't it? They lost it to Stockport. They lost it to Stockport in 31. Stockport lost it the year before. The boys love this tournament. Now, not in terms of this challenge, it's obviously an FA Cup challenge, but I think in terms of an overall, Stockport have won it. They've won Premier Leagues, They won the Champions League 2 years ago. They've won better trophies, but it's about winning the FA Cup, so FC United have won the episode. But Stockport have been freaking awesome. And they now find themselves one of the best teams in the world. FC United aren't far behind. And if you're wondering, that red line at the bottom, that's Charlie. Curzon, miles away. But even though teams like Stockport have done really well, they've never had a Ballon d'Or winner. Which is pants. But we all love a regen. Let's see who the current Ballon d'Or winner is. It's an old man. But how happy would you be with him at 35, still having that ability? Now, players also keep their ability. Look at his freaking physicals. His natural fitness is only 16. It's an £500,000 a week. He's been a legend for Real Madrid. But how could he at 35? I've not seen a 35-year-old that good still for a very long time. That is a player. Now, I'm not going to look at every club. I'm going to look at the top 2 teams just for a bit of fun, just in case you're interested at the manager history. And look at some of the names here that have been at Stockport. Shawnee Dyche is on there as well. And you can see as they climb through the leagues, as they got up, the managers have just been good. Well, they had Sam Allardyce for a year until he retired. So the last few years, though, they've had some great managers. But let's finish with the champions. And that is, of course, FC United of Manchester. They had Sean Dyche as well. Rafa Benitez, Eddie Howe. Remember him. Pep Guardiola followed Eddie Howe. Got sacked. He always gets sacked. Doesn't he? Thierry Henry was the manager. What? I mean, look at all that though. No one was winning anything until Leonardo came in, and he's done really well, hasn't he? Europa Leagues and FA Cups. If it carried on, I reckon he could be possibly taken on to the next level, or maybe a Premier League title. Just to show you, going into this fresh Premier League season, Stockport are third favourites. United are up there. FC United. Charlie are still down there in mid-table. Yo-yo club that is Curzon Ashton, who've just been relegated, are favourites to go straight back up. Well, there we have it. That is the end of Billionaires 5. Hopefully you enjoyed it enough to smash the like button. If you're new, feel free to subscribe. Go and check out all my other videos. We really would appreciate it. Hopefully this one hasn't offended anyone, but I'm sure it has. I'm sure one of you is going to comment in the comments and have a whinge about something. But you know what happens to whingers? You get blocked and delete the comment. There you go. I can't be bothered anymore. I don't react, so don't even try. But all you guys who do enjoy this series, thank you for supporting it. It's a lot of fun to make. Just don't take it too serious. It's just a laugh, man, and a little bit of escapism for you. Yeah, but if you want to support the channel a little bit more, you'll find a link to my Patreon down below. Thanks for taking time out your busy day to watch this. I really, really do appreciate it. You've been amazing. I've been Bood. I'll see you next time.